To be reading another fairy tale to you, and it is called Jack and the Beanstalk. How many of you already know this story? I'm wondering. I'm going to read this one, and then another day I'm going to read you a sequel, and a sequel is meaning a story that comes after the first story. And this one is by Mira Alperon and Mark Chambers. This is another story that is very old and has been told many times by many different people. Deep in the countryside lived a widow and her son Jack. Their cottage was crumbling and their clothes were patched. They were very, very poor. A cottage is like a small house. You can see a picture of their cottage. One day, Jack's mother said, "We must sell our cow. Take her to market, Jack, and bring home some gold pieces." And so he set off to town. This is reminding me a little bit of Jamie O'Rourke with a big pumpkin where he needed to go and try to get something, right? But before Jack had got very far, he met a strange little man. "That's a fine cow," the man said. "I'll swap you 5 magic beans for her." "Magic beans?" said Jack. "Are they really magic?" "Magic they are, or chop off my beard and knit it into a jumper," croaked the little man. Magic beans? Jack couldn't wait to tell his mother. He clutched them tightly and ran all the way home. Do you think his mom's going to be happy, or is she going to be like Jamie O'Rourke's wife going, "Oh my goodness, why did you get that?" Potato seed, remember? Jack's mother was furious. That means when you're super duper mad. "We need money, not useless old beans," she cried, and she threw them out of the window in disgust. Oh, look how sad Jack looks. He feels like he made a mistake. But late that night, a tiny bean sprout poked out from the ground. And then it grew and grew and grew. Look at it. Look at that. Look how tall it's getting. Do beanstalks usually get that tall? I don't think so. The next morning, the beanstalk stretched high into the sky. "The beans were magic," Jack cried. "But what's at the top?" Jack climbed up, up, up the beanstalk. At last he reached the very top. There, shimmering in the sunlight, was, look at this, I love it, just kind of like our story about when Daddy's truck picks me up. The author has done something fun with the writing, making it look like the words are climbing up the beanstalk with Jack. So remember it said at the end, there shimmering in the sunlight was, what do you want to predict it was that was up there when he got to the top? Think about it. A magnificent castle. Friends, is that what you guessed? Just then, Jack's stomach rumbled. "I must find some breakfast," he thought, and he tapped on the castle door. Look at that cool castle. The door creaked open, and a huge giantess smiled down. "Hello," Jack shouted up. "Please, do you have any food?" "You poor thing," boomed the giantess. "Come right in, but quickly, before the giant gets up." Look at how big her feet are. They're as big as he is. So she really is a giant. Are giants real, friends? What a marvelous feast. There was an enormous loaf of bread and a gigantic jar of jam. Jack tucked in at once. So enormous and gigantic. Those are really great words that can take the place of something like big. And I love how, I want you to look here at how the author, how they wrote the words really big too, to help you know that those needed to be said really strongly and that those are words that are big. And then when it says Jack tucked in at once, that means he started to eat. That sounds like a funny way of saying it, but he tucked in means to eat. But suddenly the room began to shake. Boom, boom, boom. "Goodness me," cried the giantess. "He's coming." And she showed Jack She shoved Jack under a teacup to hide. That shows you how big they are, that their teacup's big enough for Jack to hide under. See, he's hiding under the teacup there. Once again, really love how they make the words look so big so you really can feel it moving and all the shaking from the boom, boom, boom of him walking. Into the room stomped a big, scary, hungry giant. Look at that. And the words are really big. Normally, you wouldn't make the word hungry all capitals like that, but they're doing that just so you really want to say it strong when you read it. Fee, fi, fo, fum. I smell the blood of an Englishman, he said. Be he alive or be he dead, I'll grind his bones to make my bread. Don't be silly. There's nobody here but us, the giantess scolded. Now go and wash before breakfast. See, fee, fi, fo, fum. So these are all the words he was saying. But she's trying to hide Jack, right? So she didn't tell the truth. Jack trembled and shook. I must leave now, he thought. He was halfway down the hall when he heard Look at how tiny he looks there. Look at next to the boots. Here he is next to the boots. He looks so tiny. I wonder, what do you think that he heard, friends? Make a prediction. Squawk! It was a hen with bright golden feathers. Help! She clucked. Set me free and I'll lay you golden eggs every morning. Jack scooped up the hen, but then he heard huge footsteps thundering after them. So he's kidnapped the hen, or actually the hen thinks he's rescuing her, right? So thundering. Do you see the word? It's got the word thunder in there. So think about thunder makes a lot of booming sounds. So the footsteps sound as loud as like thunder. So that's why they use the word thundering. Fee, fi, fo, fum, roared the giant. I smell the blood of the Englishman. And there he is. Jack raced out of the door. He jumped. Okay, look at that. There's the beanstalk, and he's trying to jump to the beanstalk, right? He's chasing after him. Look at, once again, the words. The words are like chasing after Jack. They wrote them like that. The illustrator actually was probably the one that made that choice. And slid down the beanstalk. Down, down, down. Mother, quick, bring the axe, he shouted. Oh, all the way, I'm sorry, back it up. All the way back to his cottage. Mother, quick, bring the axe, he shouted. See, I didn't see there. They have words written in such interesting places, like right here. Now look at that, looks kind of fun, sliding down the beanstalk. But I don't know if I would want to do that just because I wouldn't want to have to deal with the giant. But see how they're making the words down, down, down. Really neat how the illustrator has done that. Oh, I don't know if you saw this part too. This is the part where he's sliding over here. He's sliding. Jack's mother swung the axe at the beanstalk. Thwack! It shuddered and shook, and then the giant came tumbling down. Fee, fi, fo, crash! See, look at that. The mom cut it down when he was coming down, so he couldn't get after them. And then it says, and that was the end of the giant. Jack hugged his mother tight. Look what I found, he said, and he showed her the golden hen. Oh, Jack, said his mother, I'm so glad you're safe, and you were right about those magic beans. So see, his mom's happy after all. So Jack, his mother, and the golden hen all lived happily ever after, and with lots of golden eggs, they were never poor again. So look at their fancy house now that they have. Look at they got all these little, well, I don't know what that is. It looks like maybe it's a slide or something. Oh yeah, it is a slide. You can see on the other side. Let me look at it again. So it's like a slide from the house into the pool. So they are doing good. They're having a nice life now. I love how the trees look like the golden hens too. And I guess these are all the little golden eggs everywhere. Pretty cool. The end. Hope you enjoyed today's story, friends, and I will talk to you soon.